What's up, my Waymakers? It's your boy Dave on the truck, coming back at you with another video. So, as you can see by the title, today we have a palette review. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills times Jackie. It is the Jackie Aina times Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. We can go ahead and get straight into it. This is the packaging. It's like real like leather feeling type like skin. It's so nice. It has Jackie Aina's signature on the front, and then it has Anastasia's logo on the bottom. It's just like all the Anastasia 14 shade palettes. This is what it looks like when you open it up. This palette honestly looks a lot better in person. Like, I feel like lights wash out the colors so much. So I'm really impressed with how these colors look. I cannot wait to see what we're gonna create. While we wasting time, let's go ahead and get right into this video. I'm gonna of course start off with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. I'm just going to plop that on the lid. So as I blend this out, let's go ahead and just talk about the product. So if you don't know, Jackie Aina, she is the Auntie Jackie. She is the mother of the melanated side of YouTube. So she is a really big YouTuber, really big activist for pro-blackness in the beauty community. And we are, of course, here for Auntie Jackie. Anastasia Beverly Hills is literally my favorite brand. In my opinion, they come out with pretty much nothing but bangers. So I'm so excited that she got to partner with Anastasia Beverly Hills to come out with this palette. Now, it retails for $45, not dollars, dollars. She made this palette specifically for like us, for melanin infused skin. She made this palette specifically for darker skin, you know, not just black people, but just darker skinned people, in general. Because a lot of times there'll be a palette and there'll be like 2 or 3 shades where I cannot use because they come up pretty ashy on my skin tone, which is not a problem. I don't think it's a problem at all, because lighter skin tone people also need transition shades and things of that nature. But it's just nice to have a palette that's specifically like with us, with me in mind. That's how I feel, like a palette that's made specifically with me in mind. So I'm really enjoying that concept. I cannot wait to see how these shades perform on the eye. So like I said, usually in my palette reviews, these are not going to be wearable looks. I will have a separate video on how to use this palette, how to get the most out of your palette and make some pretty wearable looks with it. But I'm going to test out as many shades as possible. So we're going to go ham today. Okay, so I know how I'm going to start. I don't know how I'm going to finish, but we're just going to start and just see where we go. I'm going to go into Credit, which is the dark brown shade here. And I plop that right into my crease. It's a nice, richly pigmented brown shade. There's no patchiness. Okay, so I really like how that shadow performed. It laid perfectly and it blended out pretty well. So I'm now going to go into the shade Edges, which is this kind of like coppery burnt orange-ish type of brown. I'm gonna pop that right on top. Okay, now lastly, I'm gonna go into the shade Ginger, with just the lightest shade in the palette here, which is this brown shade here. The lightest brown shade in the palette, should I say. Take a little bit of that on this Morphe M330 brush and blend that right on top. That's really like the perfect transition shade. It's really like the perfect transition shade to blend out any edges. All right, now I'm just go back and I'm just go back into those shades and just make sure they're all blended together. Okay, so I did go ahead and cut my crease off camera just to get it out the way, not waste no time. So I'm going to now go into, I'm going to start off with the purple shade here called Big Wig. I'm gonna put that on the outside of my eye and on the inside, but leaving a little space because we're gonna do it like a double cut crease. So now next I'm gonna go into the shade Sponsored here. Just like the little dual chrome shade. I really want it on my lid, so I have to use it. I'm gonna first go into some NYX Mixing Medium eyeliner just so it can have something to stick to. I'm gonna transfer it to my crease right next to Big Wig. That is some pigment, man. Okay, so lastly, I think I'll actually want to go into the shade Trust Issues. It's like greenish shade here. I think that shade will look really pretty in the center of this, so let's go ahead and add that. Okay, so I have the top lid right there. I am enjoying that so much. Quickly just take some black shadow and add that to my under eye real quick. Next, I'm gonna go back into the shade Big Wig. I'm gonna put that right up under the black. Finally, I'm gonna go into the neon pink shade Supreme. I'm gonna put that right up under that purple. Ooh, a nice pink. We know Anastasia does pinks and purples very well. Okay, so this is the eye look that we completed here with the Jackie Aina palette. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other off camera, add some lashes, add a little lip, and then I'm going to come back and give you my thoughts on the palette. Alright? Alright. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and did the other off camera. I tried to use a few other shades because I wanted to see a little bit more of what this palette is giving. Instead, I went in with Big Wig and then blended out with Supreme in my crease, and then I went in with Credit, Edges, and Zam for my halo double cut crease. So I have two different eye looks, two different colors on the eyes, but you get the concept. I think it's cute. I enjoyed pretty much every shade that I used in this palette. I used all of them except 5, but I'm tripping right now because I have no inner corner highlight. Take Soleil. Put that on the inner corner. Oh, and ooh. So these shades are all. You need something? Oh. So these shades are all pretty amazing. The only shade that I would say I had a little problem was with Big Wig, but you know, purples are really hard to formulate, so it can get a little patchy. But for it's probably one of the best purples that I've ever used. I've never used a perfect purple shadow before, but it is a really nice purple. But as far as like these neutral brown shades, these are probably the best neutral brown shades that I've ever used. Like all 3 of these shades blended out so perfectly on my eye. This ginger shade is like the perfect transition shade for me. I really appreciate the thought that Aunt Jackie put into this palette. Like, you don't really understand it until you really like understand it. Like, to have a palette and it's like I can literally use every single shade and it looks good on me. I don't have to like finesse it and make it like a all over lid shade or something like that. Like, I really enjoy and I really appreciate that she took the time to make a palette that's just for us, and I really commend her for that. So thank you, Aunt Jackie, so much for all your hard work that you put in. Thank you for everything that you've done for our community, for all the collaborations you have, all the barriers you have broken for us. I truly appreciate everything that you've done for us, Aunt Jackie. But this is a check it. Okay, but yes, I feel like everybody needs this palette, especially if you have some melanin to your skin. You need this palette. Everyone needs this palette. I will have a video coming up doing wearable looks with the palette, so go ahead and subscribe to my channel down below. It should be like somewhere around like here. Subscribe down there, and when you hit the subscription button, a little bell will pop up. It's called notification bell. Go ahead and hit that so you're notified as soon as I upload that video, so you will be the first one to see it and you will not miss it. If you did like me, if you do like the look that I did with this palette, if you love Jackie, go ahead and give me a like and give me a comment. Leave me a comment and tell me if you think about purchasing the palette, because it's a must-have. I feel like I feel like it is definitely a must-have. If you don't have any side to your palettes and you want to try out the formula, I feel like everyone who has dark skin, this will be the first palette you need to pick up. But yeah, so that is all for today, and I see y'all in my next video. Hey. Bye, y'all.